Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back for some more EVE Online, and in today's video I'm on patrol in the Jackdaw. I'm hunting for some combat stuff to do. This is also my second round in this exploration session, so I haven't really found anything of note except in one system. There's like 2 or 3 data sites, so can't run that in the Jackdaw. It's all about combat stuff. Let's take a look at what we got here. Ooh, we do have a haunted yard that I started but never actually finished, and a rogue drone infestation as well. So let's get started here. Let's try to finish that scan. Should have actually have thought about that this can potentially be a very good site. So we are gonna run it and see if my auto Jackdaw can basically tackle that one, because that's what I'm using at the moment. Light missile launchers with Mjolnir auto targeting light missile ones. I think that it's pretty damn cool, and I'm also doing that for the first time since I actually put like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shortcuts on my top rack for my high slot. So that means that I don't have to do as much clicking as before once I am targeted. So it should just make it a lot easier for me to go through smaller combat sites, potentially good combat signatures as well, of course, because the Jackdaw can actually handle anything that you find in high sec. And let's go. Let's see if we can actually get into that haunted yard. I think we can. So Tech 2 cruiser cannot, faction cruisers can. So I do expect my Jackdaw to be able to run this haunted yard, and people keep telling me you gotta run those because they can drop like a Nexus chip or something like that. That can be very valuable. Ooh, I don't have a mobile tractor unit, so I'm not sure exactly how that's gonna work out, but let's see if we can take the gate first of all. Let's go. Also, of course, very nice for a Tech 3 destroyer. You're a bit faster than in something like an Ishtar or even a Gila. Better align time, faster movement speeds, and better warp times as well. So that's pretty good. And then here we go. We land on the site. I guess we have to go towards those leaking casks, and we've got some stuff nearby. So let's start by going towards these casks, wait for something to target me, because if I click on my launchers at this point it doesn't do anything. It's also the reason why right now I'm not moving at full speed, just trying to give him a chance to target me. And the range on this stuff, 70 kilometers. There we go. First target is now yellow boxing me. Apparently they need to shoot at me first. Still can't do anything. Kind of weird. Let's go, guys. There we go. Now I'm hearing the aggression. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, trying to get a nicely staggered and constant rate of fire. And this is what's great. I don't even have to target anything, and all of these guys are going to get hit. Always the closest target. So let's target some of these guys and see how we do. Strain LV just gone. Next one is gone. And we're gonna attack this one at like 1 kilometer. Goodbye. This is really great. Cap stable as well, and I could of course speed up with the Afterburner to try and avoid more damage if I want to. So off we go, and here's the Jackdaw all on his own, destroying all targets around him, and I'm just lazily flying towards these leaking casks, which I assume can potentially hold the loot. So I'm gonna do a 1, 2, 3, 4. Why am I gonna... Well, yeah, maybe we can target them just to make sure that I grab all of them. So this one is on the right, that one, and that one is all the way back there. We're gonna start with this one then. Let's go. Speed things up. In the meantime, all the rogue drones that come and try to attack me. Oh, and this is something like a new behavior as well. You can see these guys are not targeting me, but they spawned in, and my Jackdaw is actually going after them with the auto missiles. I just discovered that. Pulverize the pioneers, so that means we have an escalation potentially as well. And do I have like a sentient? Yeah, we do have a sentient. That's something that I'll have to keep an eye on as well. Maybe he can drop that loot actually. That's true, isn't it? The sentient decimator, and then these casks just drop like those that regular stuff. Let's see if I'm right. This time I'm gonna speed it up, going with the Afterburner. Sentient is there. Final target. Still at 30 kilometers. We get him without any problem. And that should be the loot. That's Overseer's effect. That's what I was thinking of. So let's loot this one as well. Let's loot this one next. Let's loot this one. Okay. Did I grab all of that? Yep. So that's fine. Alright, so that's actually nothing too special. And then the only wreck that has any loot in it is right there. Let's go and do that and hope, of course, for a good drop. Quick reload. Look at that. Takes just a couple seconds. And you're ready to go again. Also really nice, of course, in this Jackdaw. And then, of course, we keep cruising around in the sharpshooter mode so that we get that bonus to all of that damage, the range, sensor strength and targeting range, and sensor dampener and weapon disruption resistance, which of course can be very nice against Sasha. In the meantime, we also have a refuge that came in, so let's clean that one up as well. The rogue drone infestation. There is this tiny chance that there's a faction drop that at the end of this one, but I honestly, the last like dozens of times that I've run the rogue drone asteroid infestations, I've had no luck whatsoever. So I'm actually gonna skip that one, and let's see what we get in the sentient. Nothing special, unfortunately. But alright, we grab that loot. Let's get into that refuge. Everything is at the ready. We have our only 3 Overseer effects. Okay, I missed one of the loots, but we're not gonna spend too much time on that. And then, of course, this is what escalations are all about. You run these anomalies like the refuges, but also the dens, and apparently also potentially the signature, which is this site right here. And then you go to exploration, and then you get escalations. And so in a 0.5 system, 6 jumps away, you trigger an escalation site in Osugur, follow the beacon to uncover its content at your own risk. And can I see what it is? Pulverize the pioneers. Not really sure what to expect from that one. But let's do some more auto-targeting here. There we go. Launching drones. They're just going after these targets. If you'd have to scan something, you could very easily do that, and of course run the site quite effectively. So that is pretty cool so far. This escalation does intrigue me a little bit. I'm just not sure that my ship is going to be able to run that too effectively. So agency, let's do a set destination. Do I have to go through Losec? No, it is 15 jumps out. I'm not going to do 15 jumps right now. That is going to be like a little bit more boring than trying to at least find a good signature and maybe clean up some more sites. So you can see here just how good this is. I don't have to do anything. I don't even have to do any clicking. This ship is just going to clean this side up for me, and this is actually a big change. I'm not sure if that's how it always worked, but my auto-targeting missiles do go after rats that spawn that no longer target you immediately. So that's very cool, definitely helps. Refuge is done, nothing too interesting in here right now, so let's reload and move to Dira to see what we can find over there. I also want to share with you guys something that I'm thinking about at the moment. So, you know, if we look at my jump clones, for instance, that we have several bases of operations, especially here in Nibale, which is in Solitude, a high-sec island away from everything. I have a clone there, and I have a base of operations where I can do mining, exploration, missions, transport, anything that I want, really, no problem. Same thing in Yona. In fact, I have a like a PvP clone there as well. Let's see if there's anything that looks nothing that interesting, I don't think. Let's move on to Neil. So in Yona I also have 2 clones, some PvP ships, and again everything for my PvE activities. And then of course here in Esesama at the moment I have my Triglavian implant clone, and then of course my main clone right now that I'm flying in Dital itself for my regular activities. And this is my final clone that I have at the moment is one in the system of Gegutami. The idea was to make a Caldari base of operations. I have like an Ishtar and a Vexor there. I was starting my reputation grind with one of the corporations there because they had something like 3 level 4 security mission agents in a single station or something like that. That's the reason why I chose that system. But right now what I'm thinking of doing is getting that clone into Terra. That could be very interesting, very challenging, but it could also be very profitable when I have like very low travel time from Dital with all of my industry and try to get some sales going there. So this is an idea that I'm playing around with at the moment. It does mean that I would have to like use Eve Scout. I think those guys are trying to keep up with like the wormhole connection and things like that. That have to get back into some wormhole, the wormhole mindset basically, which it's been a very long time. I used to live in a C1 wormhole for a very long time, where I built a carrier, battleships, things like that in the good old POS days. So there's definitely, you know, I have some experience there, but it's been such a long time that I would have to retrain all of those skills a little bit, I think. Let's do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and see if we can handle this then without too much trouble. But yeah, that's something that I'm playing around with right now as maybe a next goal. It is to set up a clone in Terra and then to get some production towards that, try to get maybe better margins, maybe different experiences there, and basically make that the extra base of operation. If I'm then ever war decked and I want to get out of that war, I would be able to jump clone to Solitude to be very far away but still in Highsec, or to Terra. Come and get me in Terra. That could be very interesting as well. So that is potentially something that I'll work on in the upcoming maybe months, I would say, because right now there's some other stuff that I want to do outside of Eve as well. So let's see how this then progresses. There's already more stuff spawning. What's really cool, of course, about this Jackdaw is that it runs cap stable with the Afterburner, the extra resistances, and the small B-type shield booster. It can keep up with a 4 out of 10 without too much trouble, so here we won't have too much trouble either, and you can just again sit back, relax, and allow your auto targeting missiles to do all the work. What I like about them is how consistent the damage is. They don't have a range, which I think the other missiles do. It's 215, 215 every single time whenever we're hitting the same thing. Shields and armor, of course, do give you different results depending on the resistance that those have, but it's always the same damage. So that does mean that you know exactly the amount of DPS that you're doing. And if there ever is something that you can't break with the other targeting missiles, you're really not gonna break it, unfortunately. But yeah, that's when you switch to your Tech 2 or your faction missiles and you go after them yourself. So there we go, that's another missile battery cleaned up as we cruise through the site. And whatever is closest, it's apparently the other missile battery here as well, gets targeted and gets blown away. 0 damage. They can't really get through my shields. That one is gone. And something that I really like now is that with the shortcuts, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're off to the races. Before that, I had to like, okay, click all of these. Very annoying. So absolutely worth it to do that. And here comes the big gain in efficiency. If I'm not mistaken, from time to time, in the old days, at this point, the ship would not fire anymore because nothing would be targeting me, and that seems to be over. So this Sasha then has been cleaned out very easily as well. I'm going to continue my round, so we gotta go to Lower Devil next. But I think you can tell that if you want something that'll clean up all of the anomalies that you can encounter very quickly and effectively, this is a great option to do that in. And something that I might do a little bit more of Although, I have to be honest as well, I did a small round in my Ishtar as well, found one data site, and it had one container with 5 million in loot. I think the total of the site was like 12 million or something like that. So data sites still pretty good actually, and of course we don't have a mid slot to spare for that in this Jackdaw. This one is focused completely on doing combat. So here we have a new signature, so let's see what we get there. Hopefully it's something good. That would be great for my patrol, of course. Size of that does not look too promising, to be honest. You can quite often you can tell just from the size of the initial signature range that you know, it's something of high value or not. It's a combat site that's super easy to scan down, so that will not be that great. I think we might as well just warp off to Upper Devil at this point. It's going to be like a desolate site or something like that, I think. Let's see what we get. A haunted yard. God damn it. Actually worth it. Press Control Space to stop my ship as quickly as possible, but we're gonna run this one as well. Maybe we get that good drop that everyone is talking about, and I'm pretty sure that traveling to the casks may not be the most effective. That's maybe something that I would love for you guys to tell me in the comments. How do you run the haunted yards? Is it worth it to run towards the those caskets, or should you just wait around for the Sentient to spawn, and that's really all that can potentially yield you good loot? I myself am not sure what we're gonna do this time. I was really testing out the auto targeting missiles in the first one. Now we're gonna go at full speed towards the caskets and see what we can get from there. See if we can like gain a little bit of time with the Afterburner. So off we go. Haunted yard. Are all my probes in? Yes, they are. Okay, off we go. Haunted yard number 2. Something that the Ishtar cannot run. That is definitely a drawback as well. It's data sites or haunted yards. The choice is yours. Let's go. Let's go with the Afterburner as well. Try to get there more quickly. And this time they're targeting me more quickly as well. Let's wait. There's the sound. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And let's get rid of all of these rogue drones. This ship is really the bane of all of these tiny targets because it's launching light missiles at whatever is closest. Very, very cool. No need to do anything. All these guys will get blown to bits. Ooh, there was actually a warp disruption effect on them. That's something to keep in mind though. For really new players, that is potentially a threat, of course. They could actually warp disrupt you and keep you from warping out, which really doesn't happen very often in the PvE sites in HiSec, in EVE Online. So let's keep going. Look at how nice this is. On top of that, it's 70 kilometer range. You could really like do a massive orbit as well, avoiding all damage while slowly picking these targets off. So I really do like that. And then let's see when the Sentient shows up. Nothing of loot just yet, so I think it still has to come. And is it here? Is it here? Nope, not yet. Okay. Well, then we're pretty fast on this one. Can I open it already? Yep. Loot. Thank you. Loot. Thank you. Loot. Thank you. And loot. Thank you. Then here, nothing just yet. I am going to start to fly towards them, because last time I think this was where the Sentient showed up. So let's press, maybe we'll just fly in that direction like that. And even at 46 kilometers, think you're safe. He's not even targeting me, he's just flying around. Very cool shield effect. And he is down for the count. So I grabbed that loot from the caskets. In the meantime, we're making our way back. Still no Sentient. Got a couple more of these guys back here. He's not even aware of my presence, and now there's gonna be a torrent of missiles Heading straight for him, and there's the Sentient, so let's press approach. This is nice. This is a completely different way of playing compared to like the Ishtar, where you do have all of that drone micromanagement. Here, just let my missiles do all of the work and clearing out the entire site. And we're pretty close to that Sentient, so we have to loot decently effectively. I think this is an okay run for a haunted yard. Unfortunately, it is not the Nexus chip that we want. Alright, from lower Devil we usually go to upper Devil. Let's still take a look at what's available there. Quick reload, and then, yeah, 2,700. I think we started at well above 3,000 missiles, so it is pretty intense on how quickly you use them. On the other hand, this is 46,000 ISK. Nobody is using auto-targeting missiles these days. And that does mean that you get them on the cheap. You can buy like 1 million of them if you want to. It costs absolutely nothing. So we can keep going as much as we want. I'm actually gonna set my goal now for the wolves. Then I think when it comes to that escalation, that's a lot of nothing, unfortunately. I'll probably go and take a look at that tomorrow morning. I think I have a little bit of time, and maybe check it out in like the Gila or something like that. Something that's definitely strong enough to handle the site. And this was Upper Devil, where we had like 3 data sites. There's still 1 left, but yeah, can't run it in this ship. Let's see what's in Lower Devil next. And I guess we've been going for 20 minutes. We can finish this patrol. We'll end up in the Tal at home base. Let's see what's available here. And it is Desolate Site. We do have 1 refuge, so we'll see if we can get a 3 out of 10 escalation out of that one. No new signatures, couple of drone clusters. If there's anything else here that I'm missing that can escalate, maybe like the hideaways and things like that as well, I'm not really sure. Would also be nice to hear in the comments about that. I'm not sure if the drone clusters are really worth it. But yeah, this ship will clean all of that up pretty effectively if you want to. On the refuges, I think we can just sit still. The amount of DPS here is just that low. To speed it up, you might want to move yourself like a little bit closer to the spawn point. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fire at will. A couple of them are firing at the same time, unfortunately. So we do fire a bit more in volumes. Or in volleys, I should say. I really like it when it's like continuous stream of missiles going out. So I misclicked on that one a little bit. But yeah, this is gonna be the cleanup here. We could even go for some of that loot. That's a great metal scrap. Extra titanium for all of my production. Senti Savage, Centaur Cannibal, nothing worthy just yet. Just they're not even this is really cool, actually. Big plus, nothing is even targeting me, and they're getting demolished by my missiles. So that was actually a really small one. Let's go to Yadella, see what we get available there. Refuge should despawn. There it is. And no escalation from that, correct? Escalations. Roger that. I actually never did this one. That's the fit will be in the video description as well, of course. But pulverize the pioneers. Difficulty level 3, so that should actually be pretty doable. Comparable to a 3 out of 10. Yeah, never done it. So maybe I'll try to take a look at it if I find a time. Sasha Hideaway, Wormhole, and an Emerging Conduit. Don't want to run that in this Jackdaw, to be honest. And so we get Esisama left. Maybe we get a new signature there. And then we finally have the Tal, and then we will finish this patrol round. Took care of some Sasha pirates for sure. Took care of some rogue drones as well. No great loot drops, but yeah, definitely fun. Really, really fun to fly this ship like that. There it is. We get a Sharon on the gate. We get a Reaper. Alright, just a shuttle. Let's see who jumps first. It's my little Jackdaw. Maybe that can't be an autopilot. I think he's really close enough. And then we get a lot of nothing here. We get an Executioner on the gate and a capsule. A bit disappointed with Esisama. I usually do have at least a couple signatures here, and this time we've got nothing. And do we have any respawns in the Tal? Propulsion mode, can also play with that of course if you want to. Oh, which by the way is also something, the Jackdaw actually can run the Sasha Vigil as well. You just have to remember to run in defensive mode for like that first initial volley, but it can do it no problem, which is actually pretty impressive for a destroyer hull. And here's the Tal. We only have a Sasha hidden hideaway that has come into view, so we are going to head over there, and that will be that. Let's get back into sharpshooter mode, be ready to tackle that hidden hideaway, and then my patrol round will be complete. Unless someone else is running it. No. Been a long time since I've run anything like this, so we get a mining post. We're gonna orbit that at 10. We're gonna activate everything since we are cap stable. Just someone is now targeting me, so we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Should be pretty steady firing. So this one battery has targeted me now. A couple of these guys are targeting me as well, but we're starting to tackle whoever is closest. This actually has some cruisers in it, so let's see how we handle this one. But yeah, they're 30 kilometers out, so they can't really do any damage to me. And here we get 189, 189, 223, blop, next one is down. We'll launch some more missiles at him, and after that it's gonna be this one probably. So that one is speeding. Ooh, he's finally firing missiles, but already down before it could really do anything. This is pretty impressive, in my opinion, just how I can stay away from trouble, how I don't have to do anything. I can basically enjoy the fight as it happens, and everything just gets wrecked. Let's maybe take a look at a cruiser. That one, not sure if he'll survive for that much longer. Nope, unfortunately he's already down. Here this time we get a destroyer hull. How many missiles can that one take? And can I see them? Ooh, so they're still heading for something else now. He's next target. In they come. Really very, very steady. And down you go. Next up is going to be this cruiser. Look at that. Hitting the shields first. He's already in armor. More missiles. They just keep coming. He's trying to close the distance. Doesn't work. Not a chance. This is really cool. Auto-targeting Jackdaw. Definitely a great anomaly cleaner. So we get the Symptom Ravisher and then the Devourer. We'll finish the site. Maybe we get like a True Sasha or something like that to spawn. And just, they're not even targeting me, and my payloads are underway. That is pretty damn cool. Neighbor just blew up. He's like, what the hell happened? I don't have anything on my scopes. Zap, he's gone. 60 kilometers out, so they can't really do anything to me. And then after a long travel time, there's the missiles out of nowhere. He's gone as well. Very, very nice. Really liking this. I was basically on the far side of the asteroid, and because I'm in sharpshooter mode, we can target all of them. They can hardly even hit me. That is the power of the Jackdaw, guys. Probably also one of the reasons why the ship is costing like 70 million or something like that at the moment. A big buying spree in Cheetah that just happened. So I could really resell that one for a big profit as well. But there you go, site cleaned up, missile launchers back at the ready. I am actually heading for the Astrahus. Maybe I'll look for some extra auto-targeting missiles to make sure I can keep going. That's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.